You're watching Drake Wing Gaming. Enjoy the video. Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drake Wing Gaming. Something about on Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you on the Let's Play episode of Violet Memoir, Leigh's Path. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. So I do, and we wait for what feels like another minute before he releases his grip on me. Though that doesn't stop his tail from untangling itself from my leg. I hadn't even noticed it had done that. Alright, hurry, before he comes back. Huh? Out! His growl was barely audible, but the ferocity in it had me nearly as tense as the monster. Despite seemingly in the clear, Lee's still breathing heavily. It takes us a minute of awkward shimmying before I'm able to slide out of the cabinet, and Lee looks to be struggling even more. I try to offer my hand, but he just waves me away with a grunt. I don't know if he's upset with me or just trying to be quiet. I'm left to bask in the state of the kitchen, now barely recognizable to how it had been just a short while ago. All the plates were shattered, and the table is now just a pile of splinters and cloth. Claw marks are scattered across the floor and countertops. They're deep enough to leave an indent thicker than my fingers. With how sharp those claws are, it wouldn't be a problem to rip through flesh and muscle. My eyes drift over to the door to the laundry room, barely hanging askew by one of its hinges. Just what did it do to that room? I take a step to investigate before Lee grabs my arm, yanking me back and nearly causing me to trip on the debris surrounding us. What are you doing? We don't have time for this. We need to get out now. Come on! I'm not able to get another word out before he's dragging me behind as we re-enter the living room. Shouldn't we be going the other way? You said there would be a back door. We're not following that motherfucker. We'll find another way. Where? He doesn't answer as he leads me to the stairs, not even bothering to check the other ways. His steps are hurried, but he's slowly starting to calm down. There should be a window upstairs we can use. Wouldn't that be a big drop? I'd rather you get a sprained ankle than let you stay with that thing. Despite how fast we're moving, the stairs are still a hassle for Lee as he struggles to keep his pace on his limping leg. He doesn't complain, but I can see the frustration on his face. It might be best to be quiet for now. He's right, after all. Even if this is just a dream, who knows what will happen if one of us gets hurt. As soon as we reach the second floor, it's like a sense of dread falls over me. I can't tell if Lee feels it too, but something about this place feels wrong. He makes a motion to turn right before stopping, causing me to lightly bump into him. What's wrong? What the? I peek around him to see what he's seeing, and I understand his confusion immediately. Instead of a corridor like we're expecting, there's a pile of debris similar to the mess in the kitchen completely blocking the way. Do you think the monster came this way? His only answer is a growl as he whirls around, never letting go of my wrist as he starts running down the opposite direction. I struggle to keep pace with him at first, but I don't need to before a noise causes the two of us to slow down. But it's something completely different from before, and very familiar. A sense of deja vu runs through me as a sound of soft crying echoes through the halls. I know we've heard it in the hospital, but I feel like I've heard it again. Memories of my first dream in this house slowly drift back. They're still hazy, but I remember hearing this before, right before I woke up. Maybe this is a good sign, but why did I wake up last time? Lee still hasn't moved, and I catch him looking behind us like he's considering going back the way we came. He looks to be weighing his options between the crying ahead or the monster behind us, though it's barely a decision as we continue forward, much slower this time. Despite how unnaturally long these hallways are for a house, it shouldn't be much longer before we find... There it is. A very familiar door that neither of us look surprised to see. Lee speeds up, tugging me along with even more vigor than he had when we were escaping the kitchen. But this time I plant my feet firmly on the ground and pull back, trying my hardest to keep him from moving on. We can't just leave them. What if the monster comes back? It's a dream. It isn't real. Should we just check just in case? What if someone else is being dragged in here with us? It must be safer than we've been if they keep showing up. Let's go. No, we shouldn't just... Wallace, don't fight me on this. I'm trying to get you out of here before you get hurt. His tone is angry and hurt in a way that leaves me even more confused. I'm about to argue with him some more when I notice something. Underneath the door is a very familiar piece of paper, completely damaged fitting what happened earlier. I try to reach down and grab it before Lee keeps trying to drag me away. Wait, stop! Look, there's something on the floor! He finally relents as I reach down and pick up the page. It feels slimy, like it's been completely drenched in mucus, and I have to hold myself back from retching. It's the page! But how did it get here? Lee? He isn't even looking at me or anything. He's staring down at where the page has been sitting. He looks horrified and only takes another glance to see why. I'd been so distracted by the page I didn't even notice all the claw marks scratched into the wood. There's more here than the entire kitchen combined. Almost like it's... Oh, shit. Oh, we get to see it. Okay. Our heads snapped to the end of the hallway where the debris had been sitting, only for us to see a very intimidating figure standing in the dim light. Huh. Whoa, that was cool. Little anime. Oh my god, let me see that. Oh, that's cool. I'm only able to get a glimpse of it standing there before Leigh's pulling me away again, nearly ripping my arm off from its socket. Less than a second later, a snarl rings out behind us and the whole ground shakes as it chases after us. The crying from the closet escalates with it as whoever is in there is just as horrified by the monster as we are. The shaking intensifies to the point where I'm barely able to keep myself upright with the help of Leigh. I can't tell if all this is just from how heavy the monster is or if there's a genuine earthquake, but we can't stay to find out. The halls in front of us seem to go on endlessly as we bolt as fast as we can. I don't look behind me, but I can hear the stomping getting closer with each passing moment. Doors appear on the walls surrounding us, but we don't slow down to open them. We can't afford to see to check if they're unlocked. My legs are about to give up when Leigh gasps. I'm barely able to focus with how hard I'm panting, but I'm able to see a door that looks slightly different from the rest. Sounds like music from that Painkiller game. There's what looks to be numerous amounts of graffiti covering the door from top to bottom. I'm not able to read any of it before Leigh brings us to a halt. Why are we stopping? This is it. What is... He doesn't answer as he tries to open the door, only to have it rattle in place. It doesn't even look to be locked, just stuck. Come on, piece of shit! Always get stuck! There's no hesitation as he slams his shoulder into it, trying to force the door open, but that doesn't stop him from slamming it over and over and over again. I take a look back where we came, but I don't see the monster yet, but I can hear it getting closer with each slam. It won't be much longer until it catches up to us. Not wanting to just stand around helplessly, I push myself against the door as well, trying to shove myself against it in time with Leigh. I'm barely able to put a fraction of the strength that Leigh is, but I can feel the door getting more loose with each slam. I think we're doing it! Don't stop! We're so caught up in trying to slam the door open that I didn't even notice the shaking had stopped as well as the echoing stomps behind us. That's until a growl right behind us brought a chill down my spine. I'm able to react as Leigh wraps an arm around me and does one final charge, basically throwing both of our weight against it as the door flies open and we tumble through. The two of us fly into a brightly lit room, nearly crashing into something that lets out a small scream as it dives out of the way. Leigh shoves me behind him as he growls in the direction of whatever had been in our way. Only it isn't any kind of monster. It's just Lily, who's been looking at the two of us with a very confused look on her face. Then she breaks out in a large grin that drips with bad intentions. Did I come at a bad time? It looks like the two of you were having some, exercise? The two of us look around in confusion before realizing that we were somehow back in Lily's house. Even behind us was the guest bedroom we had just been in a short while ago. Leigh looks more shocked than I've ever seen him, but I'm standing down, starting to understand what Lily's meaning. He's absolutely drenched in sweat to the point where his hair is dripping as it covers his face and his outfit looks stuck in a way that's very flattering. I wouldn't be surprised if I looked to be in a similar state. I certainly feel like I've run a marathon. I'm still out of breath and panting. Well, as much as I'd love to let the two of you go back at it, my dad's just arrived back home, and I thought you should meet him. Everything is moving so fast as she starts to lead us back through her hallways. Neither of us say anything as we try to comprehend what exactly just happened. Lily keeps looking back at us, growing increasingly more concerned each time. Is everything alright? You both look like you saw a ghost, or 12. Leigh manages to get himself under control much faster than I am, but he's unable to hide just how jittery he truly is. His shaking hands give him away. We're fine. You just caught us at a bad time. I bet I did. If you're nervous about my dad, don't worry, he won't mind. He's super chill. Just try to keep it down. He only nods, and that seems to placate her for now. He drifts closer to me and leans down to my ear. I flinch for a second, but I'm able to get my nerves under control. We'll talk about this later. Just try to calm down. You look like you're about to have a heart attack. Just breathe. Alright, y'all, coffee is done. By the time we're back at the living room, I'm able to get my breathing back under control, but my heart is still racing in my chest. There's so much that just happened with no answers to any of it, but there's one thing I'm going to know for certain. We're safe, for now. If I didn't know better, I'd have assumed Leigh was just having a regular day. Outside of some lingering sweat, he looked just fine. Though his frequent glances in my direction shows an underlying wariness that he can't quite hide, at least from me. Lily looks to still be in the dark, if her knowing smirk is anything to go by. I just saw Dad pulling when I came and grabbed you guys. Don't worry, I won't mention what you two were doing. We weren't... I look for Leigh for some confirmation, but he just shakes his head. Maybe he's thinking it's best that we stick to that as our story for now. Isn't that a little extreme? My thoughts are swiftly cut off by the front door opening and a figure much larger than I had been expecting walking in. With Lily being shorter than me, I expected her dad to be on the smaller side too, but he's much taller than I am. He might even be taller than Leigh. If I didn't already know it was her father, I wouldn't have assumed they were related at all. Despite both being Shiba Inus, their fur colors are completely different. And his arms are 2 pizzas larger than any I've ever seen. I didn't even know you could get them that size, but it's easily twice the size of a normal pizza. He doesn't acknowledge either of us as he makes his way over to the dining table, placing the pizzas as well as the bag of groceries in his other hand onto the table before turning to face us. Well, a nice placeholder art, at least. I expected him to give us some kind of greeting, but he just stares at the two of us. I can't help but straighten my back under his scrutiny, making sure I'm not moving a muscle out of place. My behavior must have been amusing because the thin line of his lips quirk up into a small smile and Lily starts giggling loudly. It's enough to make my ears flush. Glancing over at Leigh, I can see he looks as cool as a cucumber, as if we didn't just have what felt like the scariest teacher I've ever had staring us down. I didn't mean to scare you, but Lily hasn't brought anyone over for quite a while, and I had to make sure you two weren't going to cause any trouble. Jerry's still out on that one. That causes the large canine to raise his eyebrows in our direction. I frantically try to wave away her assertions. Nope, we're not doing anything bad, we swear. Don't worry, son, I don't think you could cause trouble if you wanted to. He places a massive hand on my shoulder, one that could easily cause me a lot of pain if he wanted to. His body doesn't try to hide its strength in the slightest. But he hasn't finished there as he walks up to Leigh, getting right up in his face as he starts to inspect him closely. This one, however, looks like he could cause a lot of trouble. No, Leigh would never... Don't worry, Dad, they're gay, I think. Anyway, they're boyfriends. That completely changes her father's tone as all the tension seems to instantly disappear. He takes a step away and greets us with a much friendlier tone of voice. Ah, my mistake. I hope you won't take that any of what I said personally. I just didn't want any of you having any bad intentions with my daughter. Dad, geez, you're embarrassing me. Sorry, I promised I'd behave, didn't I? I hope I didn't make either of you too uncomfortable. No, you're fine, Mr. Rose. Lily warned us about this. I just overreacted. You're a little intimidating. Leigh takes a step closer to me before wrapping an arm around my waist, gently pulling me against him. I'm starting to get used to this. No need to be so formal with me. Just call me Reuben. I'm assuming you two must be Wallace and Leigh. Lily talks about all of you quite a lot. Alright, I'm actually going to pause it right there. Hey, we got to see the monster. That was pretty cool. And it looks like it has a possum tail, perhaps. That is an interesting little detail. I wonder what that means. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!